think of how to introduce this person. Every person that I invite to come and perform at POW, I've always got an enormous amount of respect for their craft, their humour, their wordplay. And I first met this person at somewhere called Bandstand Poetry, which was in Hyde Park Corner last year. And she's just a bloody good poet. Everyone, Sue Johns. Yeah.
Actually going to do a very serious step, so a bit of a warning for you. I originate from Cornwall, and Cornwall has an absolutely terrible and ever-escalating homelessness problem. This poem is written partly in Cornish. It's called Am Mór ó Bhí, or I Am the Sea, and it's for all the cunts who own second homes in Cornwall. Am mór ó bhí, mór cyrno ó bhí, líosten ragameris a la bhí. Ha glibio the labric, plagus and barn, hag alsio ha chio, with astruus and splan. I am the sea, the Cornish sea. I have taken many men, I can take thee. I can wet your rolled up trousers, I can bring down cliffs and houses. Clw o lev Abbey Worth on Treth, I Alaf Bos Caresic Po Halaf Bos Gas, War the Davies am O'Hulan Lower, the Skevins o Colenwell, Loon and Thouer. You come down from the home counties, buy a big house, build on a conservatory. Lucky you're not a local family, one room in a B&B. Take yourself to the estate agency. You've the money for all the best property, and you want to be right next to me. How silly. And mór ó bhí, mór cyrno ó bhí, líosten ragameris a la bhí. Ha glibio the labric, plagus and barn, ag alsio ha chio, with astruus and splan. Sun and sea can make you smile though. Come and have a bob along on your lilo. Bring your picnic, park your car. Come out just a bit too far. Clw o lev Abbey Worth on Treth, I Alaf Bos Caresic Po Halaf Bos Gas. War the Davies am O'Hulan Lower, the Skevins a Colenwell, Loon a Lower. Hear my voice from off the beach. I can be a sweetheart, or I can be a bitch. Salty kisses on your tongue, water filling up your lungs. And mór ó bhí, mór cyrno ó bhí, líosten ragameris a la bhí. A glibio the labric, plagus and barn, ag alsio ha chio, with astruus and splan. And why not park your new Land Rover just a little closer to the pier, my dear? Clw o lev Abbey Worth on Treth, I Alaf Bos Caresic Po Halaf Bos Gas. War the Davies am O'Hulan Lower, the Skevins o Colenwell, Loon are Thouer. I am the sea, the Cornish sea. I've taken many men, I've taken many men, I've taken many men. Sorted my hand over at. This pamphlet rented most of the poems in here about prostitution. There are 3 poems in here about a woman called Promise, and this is called Watching Promise. Watching Promise across the square from under the tabby nets, it seems the client has left her a gift. My guess is a filthy fingernail got married to her oily hip and fathered some pus just out of reach because she's using some dirty dance moves to squeeze it. Promise knows this isn't like the hand jobs we give off the curb, ending in a heavy spurt. This is a wound that'll spread and come back weeping across an angry border. It reminds me of those new girls when they stray into a foreign postcode. Promise needs to put on the slippers that make her look free again, though she's formidable in heels, and pay a visit to the prissy chemist, who'll be relieved not to be asked for morning afters or a cream for crabs, though she'll still dispense that look she reserves for an entire continent. Watching Promise bounce her box braids out of there with a crash and the doorbell pinging. This is our healing time. My friend rubs antiseptic into the wet of her back fat as the square takes a communal draw to the lungs, watching Promise unlock her milky windows to lie with her legs wide open, letting some air. This poem came out of a segment of TV news. The first part of that segment was images of emaciated babies and children in Gaza. And the second half was an interview with an Israeli woman on the other side of the border with her young baby, part of a group of people trying to blockade any food at all getting into the strip, crossing the line. Shrunken-cheeked, insect-limbed, bulbous eyes outshining their existence. In a skeletal sea of strange stars, a starving child is something to behold. Too soon for the morning, quiet, ancient before time, arms as nests, not enough of them to nurse their punishment. This is no accident. Remaining with what remains, the mother of a starving child, is something to behold. Pray that no one tells them. How could you tell them of the other mothers on the other side, clutching babies across the border, brandishing birth to chase off the aid trucks, steely-eyed, heavy-breasted, hushing nourished faces as if to feed them to death. I quite understand if you don't want to record that. I told you it was going to be a serious set. I'm going to finish with two quite personal poems about one of my brothers, who was known as Labs. We lost him to drug abuse, far too young. I wrote a poem about his coroner's report, which he would have bloody loved, actually. But a lot of my family didn't. They tried to stop me publishing. You can see how well that went. And then the second poem is a bit about them trying to do that, and also about visiting his grave. Coroner's report. They call you gentlemen, then list the quantities of heroin, crack and alcohol, head injuries, cellulitis. No wonder you were depressed, the groin abscess, injected just the day before. Nicotine on your fingers, dirt under your nails, no lipstick on your collar. Asthmatic. Keep that cat off his bed, Mum said. Hepatitis C. Unwashed feet, time of death. Lungs congested, kidneys disintegrated. But sorry, mate, your intestines were unremarkable. Hush. Pink, awakening, persistent in its climbing. White, echo, needy for sun. Red and resistant blaze, and in my teeth a dog rose, wild and needle sharp. Torn from the oasis of a collective conscience, I refuse to underwrite the estimable silence through which your soundtrack seeps. My tongue is held by a scold's bridle, as ancient songs extinguish the man you became. I bundled your secrets from off the page, Take my dry semantics to the rough stone and barren sod that mark you. A mute fire starter bearing flammable ink and flowers. Thank you.
Thank you for such a lovely set, Sue. So